Okay, a very good day to my students over here. Today, I'll be continuing with the chapter Organic Chemistry. And in my previous class, I discussed about the isomerism concept, the IUPAC nomenclature, and so on. Today, I would like to discuss about electron displacement in covalent bonds. Now, under this electron displacement of covalent bonds, uh, here it is very important to understand that these displacements which take place in covalent bonds are very important to understand, and because of the understanding of this electron displacement effects in covalent bonds, we can make the picture very clear in our mind regarding the reaction mechanisms in organic chemistry. Now, my dear students, uh, let me talk about electron displacements in covalent bonds. Electron displacements in covalent bonds. Now, when I say electron displacement in covalent bonds, what do I mean? That is shifting of electrons. Say, for example, let's take for an example a covalent bond which is formed between X and Y. Now, whenever I say it's a covalent bond, then a covalent bond is formed by the mutual sharing of electrons. Okay. Now, for instance, if in this covalent molecule species Y is electronegative, if Y is electronegative, then definitely this Y is going to pull these two electrons towards itself. So this shifting of electrons towards the more electronegative atom, that is called electron displacement in covalent bonds. Now, please remember that. Over here, the electron displacement in covalent bonds are of different types, which I'll be discussing today in this video. Now, my dear students, organic compounds, over here, okay. Now, organic compounds, if you look at organic compounds over here, then you'll be learning about mainly of covalent compounds, bonds. The electron pairs in these covalent bonds may undergo displacement either of their own or under the influence of other species, atoms or groups of atoms, or in the presence of an appropriate attacking reagent. Now, in your syllabus, if you look at your syllabus consists of, 4 types of electron displacements which are generally noticed in the mechanism of organic reactions. Okay. Now, to discuss the 4 types of this electron displacement in covalent bonds, just briefly, I would like to tell you briefly about these 4 types of electron displacements in covalent bonds. The first one being inductive effect. The first one is called inductive effect. The second one, it is called electromeric effect. It is called electromeric effect. The third one, it is called resonance. It is called resonance or mesomeric effect. Mesomeric effect. The fourth one, it is called hyperconjugation. It is called hyperconjugation hyperconjugation, or it is correctly called no bond resonance. So these are the important effects, four important effects which come under electron displacement in covalent bonds. Now before I move to the first effect, that is the inductive effect, I would like to, I would like to over here first, clarify and tell you something, prior previous knowledge, which is very important for us to understand in this part of the chapter. So, looking at that part of the chapter over here, under types of inductive effects, you know, now please remember there are two groups, there are two groups. Under inductive effect, there are two groups. The first group, which is called, electron withdrawing group. Electron, electron withdrawing, electron withdrawing groups. The other one is called electron donating group. It is called electron donating group. Electron donating group. Now, in short, this electron withdrawing group, I will be writing it as EWG. And electron donating group, I will be writing as EDG. Electron withdrawing group, electron donating group. Okay, now, something which donates electrons, giving electrons, something which takes away electrons, pulls electrons, that is under electron withdrawing group. Now, examples are more important over here. Halogens. Examples of electron withdrawing groups are halogens. Then after halogens come nitro, NO2. Then comes cyano, CYANO, cyano groups, CN. Then comes carboxy, COH. Okay. Then comes ester. The formula is COR. This R is an alkyl group. Then comes aryl oxy. The formula is OAR. Like example, for aryl oxy, you can have OC6H5. Okay, so these groups which you see over here, they come under the category of electron withdrawing groups. Halogens, nitro NO2, cyano CN, carboxy COH, ester COR, aryl oxy OAR, aromatic, benzene ring, OC6H5. Okay, now these groups are electron withdrawing groups. That is understood. Try to remember these. Okay. Now, on the other hand, electron donating, which pushes electrons. Electron donating groups, which have, electron pulling, what is the pushing power. Now, for examples of electron donating groups, are, I'll give you some examples, which are methyl, methyl. First one is methyl, CH3. Then there is ethyl. Example, formula is C2H5. Then we have isopropyl. The formula is CH3, okay. Then there is tertiary butyl, okay, are some examples of electron donating groups. Okay, so before starting this part of the chapter, before talking about inductive effect, I thought it was very important for you all to understand about this electron withdrawing groups and electron donating groups. Okay, now let us go to the main topic in this chapter. Come to inductive effect. Now, inductive effect, it is a permanent effect. It refers to the phenomenon wherein a permanent dipole arises in a given molecule due to the unequal sharing of the bonding electrons in the molecule. This effect can arise in sigma bonds. Sigma bonds are the single bonds. Okay. Whereas the other effect, the electromagnetic effect, can only arise in pi bonds. Pi bonds are bonds which are formed by the sideways overlap of the atomic orbitals. Now, what is inductive effect? When an electron releasing or an electron withdrawing species is introduced to a chain of atoms, generally a carbon chain, the corresponding negative or positive charge is relayed through the carbon chain by the atoms belonging to it. This causes a permanent dipole to arise in the molecule and is referred to as the inductive effect. Okay, you can see the example over here. Chloroethane. Chlorine atom, it is attached to this carbon. It is an electronegative element. It has a ability of pulling electrons along the covalent bonds. So what is happening? It is electronegative, so it is going to pull electrons towards itself, causing the CH2 group carbon to acquire a positive charge, and this carbon also acquires some positive charge. So this is an illustration describing the inductive effect that arises in a chloroethane molecule due to the more electronegative chlorine atom which is provided above. Okay, now as I have already told you about the inductive effect, the brief introduction to this inductive effect, let me help you by an example over here. Okay, now as you can see in this formula over here which is given on this slide, chlorine, it is halogen. It is a halogen. So, and we know chlorine is what? It is electronegative. Because of chlorine being electronegative, it pulls electrons to itself. So, causing the carbon atom to acquire a slight positive charge. Because chlorine is attached at this end, it will cause the pulling of electrons across this bond also towards itself, causing this carbon also to acquire very small positive charge. So it is pulling, it is pulling electrons. Whenever it is pulling electrons, it results in an effect which is called what? Which is called minus I effect. Minus I effect. Minus I effect. Okay. Now, the other effect, that is, when I say I, it is inductive. Definitely it is inductive effect. The other one is plus I effect, which I'll explain you by the help of an example over here. Now that is called plus I effect, where I will take one example. For just a second over here. If I take CH3, CH2, CH3, okay, and here there is no groups like Cl or whatever, CH3, CH2, CH3, then here I will try to introduce a group, a substituent which exerts plus I effect. So I can have over here from two sides. This is a methyl group. It is pushing electrons. Towards this CH2 group over here. So here this is going to show us plus I effect. Okay. So here there are two types of effects happening. One is minus I effect. Another one is plus I effect. Okay. Now let us move to the main topic of this chapter and then have a clearer picture and proceed further. Okay. Now, as I have already explained you regarding the inductive effect, it is an electron releasing or an electron withdrawing species which is causing the shifting of shared electron pairs to either side, causing two types of effects. Now, inductive effect on acidity and basicity. This is a very, very important topic to be understood. Using the inductive effect, we can predict the acidity and basicity of compounds. Very, very true. It can be said as a generalization. The electron withdrawing groups EWG increases the acidity of the compound, An electron donating group decreases the acidity of a compound. Very, very important sentence. Make a note of that. This is because if you take the conjugate base of the acid, conjugate base of any carboxylic acid is RCO minus. If R is electron withdrawing, then the conjugate base is stabilized via delocalization of the formed negative charge. Okay, remember that. If R has been electron donating, then the conjugate base would be destabilized because of the inter-electronic repulsion. So you can see in the diagram of your illustration, electron withdrawing group, it is pulling electrons. So what is happening? It is stabilizing the CO minus and increases the acidity. Okay, that means the hydrogen is gone. The proton is donated from this either of this oxygen atom. Now because of that proton which is gone, if the negative charge is stabilized over here, then that causes increases the stability and increases the acidity as well. But if there is an electron donating group, okay, which is going to push electrons. Now electron donating group destabilizes the CO minus. It is what? Destabilizes the carboxylic acid and decreases the acidity. So these two are very important points to note over here. Thus it can be said that plus I groups decrease acidity or increase basicity, and minus I groups increase acidity or decrease basicity of organic compounds. Okay. Now moving further, for example, look at these two examples. This one is this one is formic acid and this one is acetic acid. Now formic acid as such, there is no electron withdrawing or electron repelling group. But in acetic acid, there is an electron donating group, EDG, because of which it is pushing electrons away from itself and making this oxygen more electronegative, causing this hydrogen to be less easily available for protonation. Therefore, that is why formic acid, it is more, acidic than acetic acid. A very good question. Okay. Now, important note over here. If Ka, this Ka stands for the equilibrium constant of the acid, which we'll be learning in the chapter chemical equilibrium. Okay. Ka stands for equilibrium constant of the acid. If it is higher the value of Ka, stronger is the acid. But if pKa, that means anti-log of equilibrium constant of acid is high, it is said to be weak acid. So pKa is equal to negative logarithm of Ka. Some logic applies to bases also. Now, consider the acidity of mono, dry and trichloroacetic acid over here. This one is monochloroacetic acid. This is dichloroacetic acid. This is trichloroacetic acid. The pulling of electrons, you can see it is highest over here in number 3, trichloroacetic acid, which makes the acidity of trichloroacetic acid highest because it has got how many? 3 electron withdrawing groups. It is pulling all the electrons and making the availability of this hydrogen as proton easiest. That is why trichloroacetic acid, it is strongest acid among these mono, di and trichloroacetic acids. Okay. Now, moving to the next slide over here. Let us see, as I have already briefly told you earlier, types of inductive effect. Negative inductive effect or minus I effect. Whenever there is electron donating, electron donating and electron, withdrawing groups, there is possibility of 2 types of effects, that is either minus I effect or plus I effect. This I stands for inductive effect. Now first, let us discuss quickly minus I effect, negative inductive effect. When an electronegative atom such as halogen, it is pulling electrons, so minus. When an electronegative atom such as halogens is introduced to a chain of atoms, generally carbon atoms, the resulting unequal sharing of electrons generates a positive charge which is transmitted through the chain. Okay. This causes a permanent dipole to arise in the molecule wherein the electronegative atom holds a negative charge and the corresponding effect is called the electron withdrawing inductive effect or the minus I effect. So whenever there is minus I effect, think about the electron withdrawing group. So the presence of electron withdrawing group causes minus I effect, minus I effect. Now on the other side, when I am talking about plus I effect, positive inductive effect, then when a chemical species with the tendency to release or donate electrons such as alkyl group is introduced to a carbon chain, the charge is relayed through the chain, and this effect is called the positive inductive effect or the plus I effect. So here keep in mind, whenever there is an electron donating group in the carbon chain, then there will be an exhibition of plus I effect in the organic compound. Okay, next. Now this inductive effect has a very important role to play on the stability of molecules. Okay, now the charge on a given atom and the charge on a group bonded to the atom play a strong part when determining the stability of the resulting molecule as per the inductive effect. An example of this can be observed when a group displaying the minus I effect. When I am talking about minus I effect, always keep in mind electron withdrawing groups like halogens. I already told you, halogens are there, nitro, cyano, okay, then there is carboxy, ester, aryloxy, and so on. So an example of this can be observed when a group displaying the minus I effect is bonded to a positively charged atom and the positive charge on the resulting molecule is amplified, reducing its stability. So here what is happening? Because of minus effect, there is reduction in stability. On the other hand, when a negatively charged atom is introduced to a group displaying a minus I effect, the charge disparity is somewhat quenched and the resulting molecule would be stable as per the inductive effect. Also, when a group displaying the minus I effect is bonded to a molecule, the electron density of the resulting molecule effectively reduces, making it more likely to accept electrons and thereby increasing the acidity of the molecule. So I was talking that time only about the stability of molecules because of electron withdrawing or electron donating. I already discussed this in the beginning by taking the example of over here. Electron withdrawing groups increases what? Acidity. Electron donating group decreases the acidity. So this you must keep in mind properly. Okay. Now, when a plus I group attaches itself to a molecule, there is an increase in the electron density of the molecule. This increases the basicity of the molecule. That means lower the acidity of the molecule since it is more capable of donating electrons. Okay. Now, moving further, quickly we'll discuss the applications of inductive effect. Number one, illustration number one. There is a question over here. Give the stability of the following canonical forms. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. The structure 1 and 3 have more covalent bonds. Look at this very carefully. Structure 1 and 3 have more number of covalent bonds. Okay. See, more number of covalent bonds. And are more stable than 2 and 4. More stable than 2 and 4. Between 1 and 3, 1 is more stable because the negative charge is on the electronegative element. Between 1 and 3, which is more stable? 1 is more stable because the negative charge is on the electronegative element. Between 2 and 4, 2 is more stable. This is more stable because of the same reason as said above. Therefore, the order of stability comes like this. 1 is more stable than 3, which is more stable than 2. 2 is more stable than 4. So the most stable over here becomes 1. So this is how you have to be able to generalize questions based on the inductive effect. Okay. Now there is another illustration of illustration number 2 using the Ka, equilibrium constant of the acid values. Okay. Now look at this. The first compound CH3 benzene ring COH. It is a carboxylic acid, aromatic. Its K value is given as 3.10 power of how much? Minus 5. It is minus 5. When you come down, it is increasing here. Increasing or decreasing? Then it is, there is a, this is a CH3 is electron donating group. This also electron, you can say donating group. Electron donating group, this withdrawing group, like this. Okay. There is no group over here. And this has 4.3 10 power of minus 5. Now, we know that electron withdrawing increases acidity. An electron donating group decreases acidity. Methyl group is a plus I group. Okay. Whereas OMG is a plus R group. So O minus E decreases the acidity more strongly than minus Me. Therefore, the order is like this: D greater than C greater than E greater than A greater than B. Since K is directly proportional to acidity, higher the Ka, more the acidity. The answer is given like this: AT, BP, CS, and DQ and ER. Okay. Now, next, there is a difference over here now. A comparison between inductive effect versus electromagnetic effect. Now, a tabular highlighting column highlighting the key differences over here. So you look over here. Now we have got lot of, till now we have got a lot of information about inductive effect till now. No, and electromagnetic effect is the second effect, second electron displacement in covalent bonds. So let us compare this and remember them. Inductive effect, the first point, it works on sigma bonds, whereas electromagnetic effect works on pi bonds. Inductive effect is permanent effect, whereas electromagnetic effect is a temporary effect. Inductive effect doesn't require any attacking reagent, whereas electromagnetic effect, it requires an attacking reagent for this effect to happen. Thus, in short, it can be understood that the plus I and minus I effect play a vital role in the stability as well as the acidity or basicity of the molecules. Okay. Now, how to check the acidity of organic and unsaturated compounds? To check the acidity of an organic compound, remove the proton and then check the stability of the resulting conjugate base, so which is formed. More the stability of the conjugate base, stronger is the acid. Very, very important point to remember over here. Now to check the acidity among unsaturated compounds, check the hybridization of the carbon which is involved. More the S character of the carbon, more is its electronegativity, and hence more is the acidity. Another very, very important sentence. So hybridization plays also a very, very important role. Higher the S character, higher is the electronegativity, higher is the acidity. So on this, there's an example over here. Therefore, the most acidic amongst alkynes, alkenes, and alkanes is alkynes are most acidic, alkenes, and then alkanes. When I look at alkynes, S and P, alkynes, in alkynes, this carbon atom is sp hybridized. Carbon-carbon triple bond is there. The percentage of S character is 50%. Here it goes down. In alkenes, in alkynes, it is still going down. Therefore, remember, hybridization also plays a very, very important role in giving us information about the acidity of the given molecules. If there is a competition among two groups that are electron withdrawing by resonance and by induction, preference is given to the resonance because it affects the whole molecule. So remember, between electron withdrawing and resonance, resonance has a dominating character over here. Now, my dear students, now the second effect which I was talking that time was about electromagnetic effect. It is a temporary effect. Because of the presence of an attacking species, this effect is happening. I would like to explain you that by taking an example over here. Now, to explain you the electromagnetic effect, I am taking one example. Say there is a carbon-carbon double bond species like It is an what? It is an alkene. And I bring an attacking species like H plus, a proton. So this proton can, this proton, by using its positive charge, if it attacks over here, okay, then the pi electron pair, it has to fall over here. Then only there is a possibility of forming a bond with this hydrogen. What happens? It results in the formation of a species which looks like this. And this carbon, the first carbon, acquires a positive charge. So here, look at this very carefully. If the attacking species is a positive charged species, then whichever carbon it is going, on that carbon, the electron displacement is happening. The electrons are falling over here to be used to form a bond with this. So this effect, it is called plus electromeric effect. It is called plus electromeric effect. Now, please keep in mind the electromeric effect. Electromeric effect. Electromeric effect. It is a temporary effect which takes place between two atoms joined by a multiple bond. A multiple bond has to be there. Either a double bond or a triple bond must be there. Now this occurs at the requirements of the attacking reagent and involves instantaneous transfer of a shared pair of electrons of the multiple bond to one of the linked atoms. Okay. That was one example to show you electromeric effect plus E effect. Now another one I would like to explain you, that is for the minus E effect. Now let me take one example over here. Here I'm going to take this example, a ketone group. Okay. Here I'm going to use an electrophile, that is what you call cyanide, nucleophile, sorry, Cn minus. Okay. Now this Cn minus, it is not going to attack the oxygen. It is going to attack over here at the carbon. So that is going to cause, that is going to cause a displacement of the electrons on the oxygen atom. So this results in the formation of a species something like this, Cn. Over here, oxygen becomes negatively charged. So here you can see, whenever there is an attacking species like this, which is causing the displacement of the electron pair to the more electronegative atom, such an effect, it comes under minus E effect. Minus E effect. That time it was what? The attacking reagent, it is attacking the carbon on which the electron pair is coming. But in the case of minus E effect, the electron displacement is happening on the other atom, not on the carbon to which the attacking reagent is attaching. This is, you can say, it is a nucleophile. Whereas if I talk about this, it is an electrophile, electron loving, hydrogen proton is an electrophile. So this was all about the electromeric effect. There are two types of electromeric effect, plus E effect, and another one is minus E effect. Okay, now my dear students, we will move to the next part of this chapter. Okay, my dear students, I would like to stop the video till here only. In my next video on this chapter, organic chemistry, I'll be discussing about resonance or mesomeric effect and the other related topics in this chapter. Thank you.